I feel like are you interrogating me?
No.
I did not do it. I did not. Commit the crime.
You may feel like they're interrogating you though by the time it's over with.
Yeah, oh, that's fine. That's fine. Let's keep it though, like, outlet, because I think everyone wants to get on with their day, and I don't know how to end a sentence, and I will bore everyone to tears. So, I want to be able to talk to you guys in my table minutes. Why don't we keep it like, I'll answer as many questions as you want. Get the fuck out with that. Ashley, get him out. We're security. I want this little puppet out of here now. Anyway, see, it's already caused, it's already.
I don't know if that took you serious.
Are they sending insecurity?
It takes a whole
Yeah, good. I hope he bites you. I hope he bites your leg. And you're going to understand why I hate her.
All right, guys. So if y'all have not been to the panel here or one of mine before that I host, the panels are all about you guys asking questions. She also wants y'all to come by and see her at the booth. She will be way more personal with y'all there, and y'all are like standing right there where she's at. So it's definitely a good experience. So definitely go by and check her out after this. But y'all be thinking about some questions to ask. We're not gonna have her very long. We're not gonna keep it very long. We're gonna let her get together because of the scheduling conflict. There were people waiting on her when I walked by earlier, and we want them to get a chance to see her. They pay money. So y'all be thinking about questions. I will break the ice real quick, and I'll just ask her one simple one, and it's gonna be up to y'all. Counting on you there, baby daddy. Yeah, you. All right. How does it feel to be here in Oklahoma and seeing all these awesome horror fans?
Man, it's my first time in Oklahoma, and in Oklahoma City certainly. And I love I've said this many times, but I really love doing cons and getting a chance to talk to you guys. Because number one, I'm very sentimental, and I miss the show, and I miss playing Kelly, and I don't have anybody else to talk about it with. So I really just love that you guys show up, and I can geek out with you, and you keep the show and Kelly alive for me. So you guys are like my therapy. Honestly, it's what I mean that. So I'm not saying that I just like it's my therapy. I love hearing that you guys loved it. So many people put so much real blood, sweat, tears into it. And this is the 10-year anniversary of when it premiered, which will be in October on Halloween. And so I'm just so happy to be here with all you guys. And I gotta say, I really, really love Oklahoma City. I really do. It's kind of bougie. I was like, okay, Tellers, okay, Bob's. I'm from Ohio, so I think I was expecting
Horses.
like sort of Ohio-y, like instead of hills, it's plains, and plains like rolling down the plains, cows and I don't know, hay stacks and shit. But no, it's like so. You guys have a free concert. You guys have like all this fancy thing. I really love it here, and the people are amazing. So thank you for having me, and I hope I get to come back to your beautiful city. I really love it.
I will add on to your brag. I was telling people that out of all the big cities that we go to when we do this, because Oklahoma City is a big city, I was like, I would live here. Like, there's no way I would live in Houston or Dallas or St. Louis or Memphis. Like, I just wouldn't do it. I would live in Oklahoma City. It's really nice here.
It really is. I mean, I might be moving. Anybody want to remain? No, you do not want me to remain. Trust me. Oh, it's all fun and games till it's not.
And they're together, so they both raise their hand at the same time. So they're in agreement already.
All right, we'll talk. We'll talk.
All right, guys. Let's get somebody up there. Come on, baby daddy.
Baby daddy, who's your baby daddy?
That's her baby daddy. It was a whole thing.
Wait, is this my new roommate?
It is,
Oh
yeah.
God, it's all coming together. Hi, that's right. I saw you guys yesterday. I think we were in this room doing karaoke about 12 hours ago. Less than.
My question is, what was it like coming onto a franchise like Evil Dead? Because I've been obsessed with Evil Dead since OG original one. Like, for you, what was it like coming onto a project with like Bruce Campbell and all that thing just attached to the idea?
Great question. No, it's not, because it was kind of a duality. It was two things at once. It was when I found out that it actually happened, when I had been, working at a bar, struggling, just trying to be able to do what I love to do, which is perform, and having a lot of, it's Hollywood, so it's, I got this part, and then not this one, but I mean, in the past, and then it all falls through, or whatever. So I think first when I found out I got it, which I never thought I was, because why would I? All of these other things I was up for or had booked and then fall apart. There's no way that this franchise was ever gonna have me, because I'm not and I certainly wasn't even then the name. So I think, actually it's three parts. I think it was total shock and disbelief, and I don't know, I don't want to swear, but it's like holy shit in a moment, because I was a fan of the franchise. And then it was also so excitement and like, oh my God, I get to go to work and work with Bruce Campbell and Lucy Wallace and like Sam Raimi for the first episode. And then the third thing was, oh my God, I have no clue what I'm doing. I hope I don't get fired. And that kind of was a through line throughout, I would say, at least season 1 and 2, was I'm so excited to be here. I love every second. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh God, am I going to be killed off next week? Because they made it very clear that no one was safe, and we would only know. We would be reading at lunch. Our table read would be like lunch on a Thursday for the next episode block, which would be starting to shoot on Monday. And so, like Jill Marie Jones, who played Amanda season 1, found out at lunch while we're reading it that she was going to be killed off and become dead. Like we were all just like, oh my God, that's going to happen anyway. So I think I was just like so grateful. I still am. A little overwhelmed.
In my opinion, you are an amazing addition to the Eagle
Thank you. Oh man, thank you. I'm so glad you guys accept. I would like to add to that. Sorry, I told you that nonsense, guys. Told you. I'm the one that's like, hey, let's wrap this up soon, and then it'll be 3 o'clock, and you're like, we just need to get to our photo op with Skeet. I'd like to add that I'm really grateful to all the fans that accepted sidekicks, because I made the mistake very early on, because you're excited and I'm part of this franchise before we even went to New Zealand to start shooting. Yes, we shot in New Zealand, even though it takes place in Michigan, because Rob Tapper is married to Lucy Lawson, and they both live there, and I don't know, but it was the best. I cannot say enough for New Zealand. I see you, and I won't keep talking, I promise, but I just want to say thank you guys for accepting sidekicks, because I made the mistake early on when it was announced that Ray and I, which would have been February in 2015, that it was announced that Ray and I were going to be sidekicks in this 30-year-long wait of the revival of Evil Dead with Bruce, right? And Sam. And this is why I stopped reading things, because they're, the horror, how, you're part of the horror community, you know how it is, especially if people don't know something yet, or it's speculation, they're like, oh, sidekicks, it's just about one man, we don't want, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna hate us. And I said that to Ray so many times. I'm like, all of season 1, because obviously it doesn't air until we're done and edited. So for a while, I was like, oh God, I hope they like us. I hope they like us. And you guys embraced us, so thank you. That's it. Thank you for that.
I couldn't see that show without you in it.
Now, thank you.
Yeah.
But now, if you rewind your brains, that to when you found out they were doing a revival, like a continuation, and it was going to have sidekicks. And by the way, I actually understood the sentiment, because I was a fan of the franchise, and it is about one guy. And when you don't know something or what it's going to be, it's like, oh God, sidekicks, these two guys. But Sam and Bruce and Rob knew what they were doing, because they knew, and he said this: we need Ash to stay the same flawed character in all his not so nice, he's a little of all the bad things, but you love them anyway. But so you needed Kelly and Pablo to be the heart and the brains, and also the voice of the audience to be like, you can't say that anymore, Ash, or you can't do that, Ash. And Ash, oh my God, that's racist. But so that way it still lets Ash be Ash, as people love her are, but to also acknowledge like, this is not okay for you, just, at the same time. And then you're like, yeah, but he just happens to be really good at slaying Derek, so we'll take it. But anyway, yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you guys did take us and accept us. I'm sorry to keep you waiting.
That's fine. I was like, I wanted to make sure you didn't hit on everything I was about to say. So just...
Oh, I will though. I told you guys, I don't know how to end a sentence. This is why I need dialogue written for me. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm very self-aware. I will never stop talking. So get in while you fit in.
That's okay. I have a wife who's like, I know you said you're Italian-ish.
Shut up,
Mexican. So
I hope she's
never-
not here. She's leaving.
If she's here, you'll notice she'll have blood all over. She's doing Carrie today, possibly. But
Fun.
so I'm used to the talking with her hands. Like I'll be driving, or she'll be driving, and she'll be telling me a story with her hands. Like Italians do, but she's Mexican. But she was like, dude, keep your hands on the wheels. If you're about to poke me in the eye, you're just drive. You're supposed to be driving. I get it. Just use your words, but you can't. But anyway, I was gonna hop on, piggyback on what that guy was saying a little bit, and then you start talking about it, went on with it as well. Because I'm old school horror. My big brother tortured me, him and his best friend. They tortured me when I was like, they were like 10, 11. I was like 8, 9, so they made me watch all the Friday 13th, Halloween, Faith of the Death, Evil Dead 1, 2, all that kind of stuff. And whatever, so I'm kind of snobby when it comes to my work. I'm old, and I don't like a lot of post-1995 horror, really, other things. So, I can say, like, I haven't watched it since I saw it in theaters, the Evil Dead, like, remake thing, which I know Terry produced.
Evil Dead, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So I can't even remember, but razor blade tongue part, which I hate, which is gross, but I couldn't remember, I couldn't tell you what happened, who was in it,
Okay.
kind of thing. And I haven't rewatched it, which I need to because I know there's tons of people that love that one. I didn't like it initially just because I'm like, there's no Ash and child in here.
Okay.
There's child's in here. Okay, so there's no effing Ash in it, so I instantly was like, I don't expect much, but I'll watch it. It was great kind of thing. But
So
never wanted to watch it again, so that's one story. And then
Oh,
you were
okay.
saying about sidekick thing. So then when it came to series, like great series, we get a lot more Ash, a lot more Deadites, all that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, wasn't familiar with any of your work. I'd seen Ray Santiago. I think he played the Is He My Kid and Meet the, was it Instinct or whatever. That's the only thing I knew him from. But you're both great in it. And if Ash ever was to die, I think you and Pablo would be a great continuation of it, whatever. So yeah, you're really funny. I know they're good writers. All that's a lot goes into any show. It's like if you have bad writing, I don't even want to watch it. Like
Whoa.
we won't mention a lot
Yeah.
of like Disney Plus crap they're putting out that sucks. But and I didn't even think about the part you were saying about like Ash being politically incorrect and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, it's comedy and horror. It's like if you can't, I mean, you're chopping people's heads off and doing all kinds of horrible stuff to people, but you can't say, hey, Pablo, or like his dad was saying, well, whatever.
Right. So
Whatever he said during cussing. You can't laugh at stuff like that, and it's comedy. I don't care. Don't discriminate. I mean, joke about everybody. As long as you joke about everybody, and not just being racist to be racist kind of thing, because of the racist jokes.
Right.
But he's hilarious, and you know it's going to be a great show. Just the first, 10 minutes, I think you're like, oh my god, this is hilarious. And when Pablo introduces at the store or whatever, he goes, oh, that's your friend? He goes, oh, she's filthy or whatever. I was like,
and fine.
this is going to be a great show.
Well, thank you. So is there a question, or because I really, I am, I feel like by the way, you and I are somehow related because now I understand. It's like I'm looking in the mirror.
He blamed it on his wife.
I know you have to say that. You better
My wife
own it
does the
too.
same thing.
Own it. I at least own it.
But
Okay. So I think
she
there's
makes
also
fun of
another.
me because she thinks I ramble because, like I said, I'll
You
go
do
back.
ramble like me,
Absolutely.
but that's
I'm gonna be like, let me go back to 1982
No,
first,
that's
and then I'll get to the
not- no,
question.
wait.
And then by the time I get to the end, I forget the question. So I'm by that.
No, it's okay. Hey, listen. Here's what I totally get it. I'm not being facetious. We are very similar. So if you have forgotten your question, that's okay. We'll go to the gentleman behind you.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
What is your favorite moment or scene of any Evil Dead movie or your series?
Okay. I'm bad with favorites. In any Evil Dead, favorite. Okay, I have to give it props to the very first favorite, which was Art. When I saw Army of Darkness the first time, when there were still blockbusters, see now I'm gonna start talking like you again. But when there were blockbusters, my friend, we went to go rent whatever movie was big at the time, and of course they didn't have it. That was the joy of paying a blockbuster. But they were two guy friends in high school, my two best friends, and they got Army of Darkness because one of them had seen it, and I thought it was so stupid when I was in high school. Long story short, then in college, the guy I was dating showed me Bubba Hotep, and I was like, oh, it's that boomstick guy. And I really liked Bubba Hotep. And then he was like, and I told him how I thought Army of Darkness was stupid, and he was like, no, maybe you were just too young to watch it. And I fell in love with it. And I finally appreciated it in college. And my favorite moment from that, and since college, was not, yes, all the iconic lines, of course, but it's not an iconic line. It's such a non sequitur throwaway. And I told Bruce this, and he was like, yeah. And because I think he also enjoyed saying it. It's like when the knight's coming out of the castle or whatever, he's going into the castle. I don't want it. Okay, but he just goes, he's just walking. And he's like, oh, and screams. He's like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
It's so hard to do lines like that, I think, because it's hard to do any of the one-liners that Bruce does. But anyway, that's one of my favorite moments in Army of Darkness, because it's such a non sequitur. In terms of the show, I'm so back with favorites. I'll just rattle them off. I still get chills when I think about standing behind Bruce when he said groovy. In the first episode, in front of all the crew, it was like we shot in order with Sam, which is nice. Normally TV shows, you don't shoot in order, and it's all over the place. But that was really nice because all the crew, everyone got to be there and witness him say that. It was just magnificent. Stop banging, I'm sorry. The little felt puppet. I do happen to love puppets, but that was one of the hardest days and one of my favorites. Playing Possessed was a lifelong dream since seeing in The Exorcist when I was 12 broke my brain in the best way, and I always have held a candle for Linda Blair because I was blown away by how good she was at the age I was when I saw it. So getting to play that was fabulous. And my favorite, I would say, in terms of just fun, was watching anytime I got to watch. Season 2 was the best season to film. I feel like we all hit our stride. I had the most fun season 2 because I think we all understood where it was going or whatever. I just really felt more comfortable. I don't know. But watching Ted and Bruce in the bar scene, with the ketamine, big fuck, all of that, that was like a relatively easy day. By meaning there were no blood rigs, there were no stunts, there was not a lot of intensity, whatever. It was just, I'm sitting there watching Bruce and Ted and Lucy Wallace and Lee Majors and Michelle Hurd, and I'm like, this is my life at the moment, and I just laughed a lot during the whole episode because I got to just watch them and it was so much fun. So, okay, I finally answered, see, we're contagious. We would never stop talking together. Thank you for that great question. Who's got nachos?
They were delivered right over there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Dash and Dave's panel, I'm here for it.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
very good. Yes, so how are you doing today?
I am great. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm doing fantastic as well. So I have 2 questions actually for you. The first question is, Kelly kicks a lot of ass in Actress for People Dead. What song or music do you think embodies Kelly's ass-kicking ability?
That's a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that. I can tell you what I listened to when I was trying to develop the character early on, and sort of how I saw her, and it was very collaborative, meaning the wardrobe, our amazing wardrobe design, I told her, hey, this is just how I see her, just because it's not like you get all the scripts, right?
Yeah.
So I only had the first episode to go off. And I was like, I kind of feel like she kind of cuts her own shirt. She's like a rock and roll kind of scrappy, she, makes her own jewelry, I don't know, that kind of thing. So Barbara ran with that. And that's why the Fuck the Clock shirt is an homage to Patti Smith, the Kinks, the Rolling Stones. So I listened to a lot of that and I just kind of, and then I also feel like, because of the anchor, that's a whole other story, but I feel like Kelly would have either been a sailor out on the seas, like an actual, not like in the Navy, I mean just like a pirate, like not a pirate, but just like a sailor. So I would listen to either, in terms of ass kicking, like, these were the Kelly Maxwell playlist was a lot of 70s rock, so I would say my go-to is All Day and All of the Night, you know, dun, 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 by the Kings. That one, Rolling Stones, and Irish sailor songs. Like, I brought like, dun, 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 like jigs, you know what I mean? And they're, because they can be pretty intense. So does that answer your question? That's really what I would listen to psych myself up.
Perfect. Yeah, that answers the question completely.
Okay.
Yeah, because the second question I have for you is Bruce, Ted, all those dudes are infamous for being very kind of mean to each other. Did you see that on set? As far as it's brightly mean though, not like mean. Yeah, I just respect on set.
You mean like they enjoy torturing each other?
They
the same
do,
way
yes.
Siblings torture each
Yes.
other. Yes, and great question. Here's what was, it's a hierarchy. So Sam, Sam was only there for the first, he directed the pilot, right? So that's really the only time I got to see those two together. But Sam, the hierarchy is Sam tortures Bruce. Sam and Bruce are the same age, right? They grew up together. Ted apparently is younger, and Bruce used to babysit Ted. So then when Sam left, Bruce used to torture Ted. And it's really kind of funny, like just for you know, they would like kind of spar, but in the best way. But my favorite moment is that I was not in the scene. You know, in the pilot, I forgot about this. With the little Lori doll that attacks Bruce or Ash in the store. One of the greatest moments was watching Sam. He had a practical doll on a stick, a little Lori doll, even though it ended up being CGI. So I think it's even funnier that he did this solely for no purpose of filming, but just to torture Bruce, because it was not going to be necessary. But there's this thing, you could Google the picture. I don't know what it would be under, but find it. It's Sam Raimi, pilot, whatever, Ash vs. Evil Dead, little Lori doll, Bruce, or torturing Bruce. I'm sure it's still out there. Where he's putting the doll like I'm Bruce and this is Sam, like hitting Bruce with the doll, and so Bruce has to kind of react, right? But the angle that we're watching by the scenes is Sam, which is in the picture, and Sam looks demonic. Sweet Sam, he's so sweet. I don't know if any of you met him, but I highly encourage you. Super sweet, Sam. Watching his face, he was like enjoying it in a psychotic way. He was like, it was like he was really into it, and it's my favorite still. And getting to watch that live was amazing. So yes, that was a joy to watch. And he always they would chat. He would have like what are those called, like digs. It would be like, okay, Brucey. Maybe they would just kind of go back and forth. And then when Ted came, season 2, then I saw Bruce kind of do just spar a little bit more Ted. It's great. It's like
the hierarchy changed. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, which is funny. I was like, oh, I get it now. And Ted's like, you know, I almost died. They almost killed me in Evil Dead 2. This is what I've been dealing with my whole life. It was great. I love that I could watch all of them every day. That should be its own show.
No, for real. Behind the scenes, I think the Osbournes with the Raimies, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Absolutely. And I highly recommend, I'll plug it for them. I don't know if it's still out there, but I suggested said you guys should do some old-timey radio show where you do characters, because then Ted and Bruce would constantly do impressions as well. And they ended up making a little album, and I forget what it's called, but I think it might be, it's not this, but it's something like, it's the Bruce and Ted Radio Hour. Anyway, they do all these things like JFK meets John Wayne, and like they're doing impressions. It's great. Highly recommend it. It's probably out there still.
I'll have to check it out. Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Good questions. I think your lovely wife.
Oh my God, you're okay. Can I tell you, Carrie? Get off the mic.
Yeah.
Cut him off. No.
No.
Let me just say, he said that you and I both talk with our hands a lot, and he made it like you talk so much that he doesn't get a word in edgewise. Well, guess what, honey? I don't know, but he got all the words in today, and he was. I just. Oh no, we really. I was here for his panel, but we're the same person. So then we just if it was just the two of us, we would be here for 3 days.
About the Italian and you make you talk.
Yes.
Because oh, like you almost puffed me in the face.
He's really knowledgeable about all that stuff.
He is. No, I know. And he was giving you props that you were all in carry form today. So it's good. But welcome. We were waiting for you patiently. Now you know what it's like. That's what she just said. I'm afraid to sit down because she's covered in blood. And she's like, I don't want to get the seats all wet. That's what it's like being on Ash vs. Evil Dead or any show where you're covered in blood. You can't sit all day. You can't sit. It's sticky, but it's also, I don't know what blood you're using, but the blood we used that I think was developed by Sam Raimi, like that's what I tell myself in my head because it's a genius idea because it dries. Here's what I think he did on purpose. Ours was sort of sticky, but it dries very quickly, and then all of a sudden, it's a wax. I don't know if anybody has ever been waxed anywhere or you got candle wax and ripped your hair out, but it does it on every orifice of your body, right? So even if you're like trying to take off your bracelet at the end of the day, anything, it's like, I just think of that scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin where like Steve Carell's getting waxed, it's like, Kelly Clarkson! I would just yell, right? Because you're just like, do you know what I mean? So, but I think it's brilliant because then what do? What did Sam, I think Sam Raimi must have purposely made it that way. I don't even know if he did, but I think so. Because guess what? You beg to be covered in more blood so you stay wet, so it doesn't hurt. Yeah, but you get it. You can't sit all day. They give you a little square towel on set, and we have like a hand towel. And that's where we stand. You can't touch your phone. There's so much, and then like, I have so many pictures of like just blood and everything. And then you fly back through customs and you missed a spot on one of your bags and customs are like, oh, no, I was on a horror show, officer. Okay, well, let me see your passport. Scary.
Step into this room.
No, exactly. Oh, and then like, but we would be going out like, you take a ton of showers. It would be 2-hour showers with shaving cream. By the way,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be red tomorrow.
no, but I'm gonna give you a piece of advice, or anybody who ever has to do blood. Bruce and Sam figured it out. The cheapest shaving cream you could find, which Barbasol, it is the only thing that will get the blood off of your skin. I was like, Bruce, I think you just taught me the point of shaving cream. I didn't know that shaving foam makes the hair stand up so that you could shave it, whatever. I did this because, whatever. I just want to put my leg up and up. Yeah, no amount of soap, no amount of oil, no amount of anything. The cheapest shaving cream, we went through, I think one time, Ray and I were on, they don't even let you go home or in your trailer because you'll get too much blood, so they brought in shower trucks, okay? Like a food truck, but it's a shower. And I personally went through 4 cans of shaving cream in an hour trying to get it all off. But that's what's gonna help you.
How do you use shaving cream on the way
Get her shaving cream.
Fantastic.
Anybody else?
Questions? Let's get one more
I know
question,
he's got
please.
another one. You can keep going.
I was just wondering what your favorite Pablo scene would be.
Ooh, I forgot to ask that question.
The one with
My favorite. Oh, that's tricky. Sorry, I'm trying to think of all of them. I honestly feel like even though it was weirdly such a hard, long day, I'm not gonna get into all the reasons why, but it was one of those days where it's like, oh my God, it's never gonna end. And then you saw it and it was like, okay, but it looks awesome. I have to say the boomstick bomb, like the possessed scene with him, even though it was such a hard day. I don't know why, but also that shotgun was very heavy. It was because it's a real shotgun. I'm trying to smoke fake weed out of a real shotgun. It's I do not recommend it to anybody. But that whole exchange, where it hadn't turned yet till the end, I think that was just like I think my favorite, because I felt like it was the first scene we really just kind of had one-on-one for more than 30 seconds, you know? I think that, and then, I don't know, God, I mean, yeah, let's just go with that. Let's just say that one because it was like the first big one. What was your favorite? Yeah, exactly, it's hard.
I love both together. I put them together.
We had a lot of fun. Thank you. So glad we got, and it makes me happy that we made you laugh. Good. Mission accomplished.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so your crazy question. Not necessarily horror related, but what inspired you to go into film in the first place?
You know, nothing inspired me to go into film so much as I've always just wanted to be a performer. Since I was a kid, I did it innately, meaning I have, my parents gave me a tape recorder because my mom said I learned to speak at 9 months and I haven't shut the fuck up ever since. But so they gave me a tape recorder and like a Fisher Price one, whatever. And my dad, you know, this was before phones and I don't think we had a camcorder at the time, but my dad used to just put the recorder, or put the tape recorder down and would just talk to me when I was like two and a half. And I was first born, so like I was the only child at the time. Anyway, so I apparently, when I realized that he could play it back, I wanted to keep doing things on the recorder, and I wanted to be on TV with Sesame Street like those kids. And so I'd say actually I think what my real dream is to be a stand-up comic, because at 2.5, I was making up on my Fisher Price tape recorder for an audience of no one but me and Big Bird and Mickey Mouse and Miss Piggy and Kermit. I was making up knock-knock jokes and cracking myself up to the point where I sounded like a possessed child. And they were riveting. I shall share one with you. It was like, that doesn't really work when you're an adult.
We want to go for this.
What did, I have to say it in my little 2-year-old accent. I was like, what did the apple say to the t-shirt? He said, hello, Big Bud. And I would scream. I bet you I have one on here. I've never played because I recorded them on my tape. Guys, if I do this for you, I was going to wait until I ever do like a late show. Like this is going to be my late show stand-up, but I don't think it's ever worked. Dana. Anyway, did I even answer? I'm sitting there right now, it's my therapy time, sorry. The answer is it wasn't about necessarily, I never wanted to be famous and never wanted to be in film or TV, like specifically. I just love performing. And I think if I had my first dream was like stand up and then, doing SNL, I would have always wanted to do since I was a kid. And musical theater is what I kind of grew up in. That's why I constantly like, oh, Oklahoma, where the wind comes. I'm like that annoying person. Which is why we were kind of pushing for an Evil Dead, Nashville's Evil Dead musical episode, because Ray sings, Bruce sings, Lucy was on Broadway, and we were begging for it. So maybe, I don't know, maybe a TV special if anyone's watching. But yeah, so, but TV and film's kind of just where it ended up going, and I love it. I find it very challenging because I really like a live audience and doing, I don't even know if I answered your question. I was just so caught off guard by the fact that I really secretly want to do stand up. I love sharing the human experience. I love making people laugh. I love laughing. I don't know, being somebody else. I think it's, that's why I really loved playing Kelly, because I really genuinely love her as a character, and I wish she were real, because I want to be friends with her, I love the art, so I'm just so happy to be able to do this with you guys.
You should come up with a whole stand-up bit and then come back to OKC and do it for us.
And then when I bomb, what are you gonna say when I bomb? Are you gonna be like, it's okay? You'll be like, you know what you can say when I bomb? You can say, why don't you play the 3-year-old jokes? Talk about Big Bird. Hey, I will come back anytime you wanna have me. I got roommates already, so, it's already happening.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for your question. Sorry for the long-winded non-answer. Oh God, are we already cutting into the time of the next?
No. But it is time to give her a round of applause, guys.